Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, today, man, I would like y'all to help me welcome home a very, very, very stand-up OG. Alright? Some may know him as a Kingpin, but others, such as myself, know him as a very charismatic, no-joke businessman from the street who worked his way to the top. Now, his name is Michael Harrio Harris, y'all. Now, we all know as we count down to the inauguration and Trump is finally out of office, it's been said that he will pardon a lot of people as well as kill a lot of inmates who are on death row. And I think he actually already did. I don't have the actual numbers. I got to research that up. Probably leave it in the description or something. But yeah, a couple inmates that was on death row for a very, very long time has actually been killed in the hands of Trump. And there's a lot of other guys who were facing a lot of jail time or already doing jail time who was pardoned. And matter of fact, a quick fun fact before I keep going. A lot of people don't even know this because I didn't know this. After doing research, I found out that the average inmate doesn't even die from the government while on death row. Due to their rights to appeals and just other loopholes, I guess, that come with being a death row inmate. It said that the average death row inmate is on death row anywhere from 15 to 25 years before even being considered. And in most cases, their death penalty just gets dropped down to life in prison without parole. Now, I didn't even know that. I ain't gonna lie. Growing up, I always remembered that when somebody got the death penalty or whatever the case may be, I always thought it would be a couple months after they'll get the lethal injection or whatever, and then that's that. But I guess I was wrong. And we could all pretty much guess why. You know, we all know you're worth more alive these days in prison than dead. We know that, prison is a big business. It's a privately owned business by a lot of private, companies and people. So at the end of the day, we know it's not like the old days where they send you to the guillotine and it's off with your head. Nah, man, it don't work like that. They found out a way to make money off us, and that's just that, man. But now let's get back on subject. After serving 32 years behind bars, Michael Harrio Harris was pardoned earlier today as one of the many pardons President Trump signed off on. Now, during his time on the streets, Harrio ran with some of the same people who are now considered icons to our culture today. In fact, Harrio was the first African American to produce a Broadway play and also ran the same theater that first scouted Denzel Washington's talent. Now, that's something to, that's a good thing under your belt, man. Now, also, for those that don't know, he's the real founder of the legendary Death Row Records that housed infamous artists such as Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, and a few others. Now, I know we all look at Suge Knight for being the founder. That's cool, but it's been said that Harrio actually was the one who put up $1.5 million at the time to fund the label and even came up with the name Death Row Records while he was temporarily housed on death row in the San Quentin prison. Now, yeah, like I said earlier, a lot of them, they get their time knocked down to, life without parole, whatever the case may be. Now, what got him in the San Quentin prison, well, as I mentioned earlier, as smart as Harrio was as a person, he was the same way in the streets, using his genius abilities to excel in the 80s cocaine drug trade through the Colombian drug cartel. Harry was known as a drug lord, raking in literally millions of dollars by the early age of only 26 years old. So as you know, he wasn't your average drug dealer, man. Like, first of all, think about the cost of living back in the days. The value of the dollar was totally different. So $1 million back in the days was worth a whole lot compared to now. And let's just say that he had millions with an S. Now, as I stated, Harrio was smart and always had bigger visions to legitimize his money and not stay into the drug game forever. So he began to expand his circle, which included plenty of high-powered people, such as politicians, athletes, rappers, actors, and so forth. Now, he even befriended Tom Bradley, who was the longest serving mayor of Los Angeles at the time. Now, you got to have some type of pull, some type of money, be in some type of crowd to have the mayor as your friend, coming from just being a drug dealer on, just some black drug dealer kid from the streets. Know what I mean? So that lets you know the type of power that man possessed. Now listen, in the late 80s, there was a major crackdown on dealers in LA at the time, right? Harry O happened to get caught up in that sweep, and not so much for the drugs, but in 1987, he was jailed in the California State Prison for 28 years after being convicted for charges such as attempted murder and kidnapping. Now, in a later interview, he stated, "I would rather die than snitch." And let's be real, y'all. Those type of morals and values and principles that them guys possessed back in the days, you are not going to find that in this new generation at all. Dudes are telling before they even see the judge, nonetheless. They talk, listen, matter of fact, they talking in the prison. I said in the prison, in the precinct, man. Like, people are crazy these days. You got 6ix9ine running around. I hate using him as a reference because I hate bringing him up and keeping him relevant. But, like I said, man, it blew my mind when he actually came out, and some people actually still accepted him because of his story on why he told. I'm sorry. There's a no tolerance policy for anybody that tell. I don't care what happened. If somebody have sex with your baby mother, they beat you up, they shot you, whatever the case may be, man. At the end of the day, you handle that according to the streets, because that's what you're supposed to be, right? Street. So you handle it accordingly. But anyway, off that topic. This is a stand-up man, y'all. He didn't tell on anybody for a lesser sentence. He took his time like a man, and he also tried to expand as a businessman. All right? Like, a lot of guys, they wasn't doing that back in the days. People thought, and even to this day, people think they could scam forever, sell drugs forever. They got no ends, no means to an end with this money. I know people to this day who made literally hundreds of thousands, if not I'm not gonna go that far, but I know for myself hundreds of thousands and literally have nothing to show for it to this day. Yeah, to this day. All right, not a barbershop, not a cleaning service, not of this, not of that. Like, for you guys that are listening that are actually in the streets, man, do something wise with your money. Open a club, open a lounge. Now, I'm not glorifying the street life, but let's be real. I'm being realistic. Dudes are in the streets. Dudes are actually making money. People are watching this video, listening to this video, and they're still in tune. They're still tapped into the streets. So I'm going to tell y'all this. Please, man, if you don't do anything, invest that money into something legit. That money is not going to last forever. And whatever it is you're doing is not going to last forever. You see what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, the streets, it goes by a probability rate. All right? It goes by a percentage. We got 365 days in a year. How many times you gonna think that you gonna just sit and do whatever you want and not get caught at least one time out of 365 days in a whole year? Y'all let that sink in. Now, between him and Frank Matthews, those are like the only two people I've looked up to when it came to the streets, because these guys really, really had it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the little bullcrap drug dealer out there, nickel and diamond, made a little bit of money, got caught. No. When I would watch these guys' documentaries as a youngin', I would think like, man, sheesh, these guys are getting it. And in no way, shape, or form am I glorifying the way they were living. But like I said, these guys were real kingpins, man. And they was black. And the time to where the positions that they were in, it was only Italians or people that's like in the cartels. All right. But like anyone else that served as much time as Michael Harris did, he wants to make a change, and he said that plenty of times in his interviews, right? He also went on to say things like, I was not a drug dealer. I was a person who decided to sell drugs. But I also, at another point, decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. So I took the proceeds and invested in various real estates and businesses that turned out to be quite profitable. Now, if you ask me, I think boy still got some, let me not call him a boy. I mean, that's a grown man. I think he still got some money saved up, because like he was playing with some money, man, to fund the label at that time and have $1 million, and the way he was spending. I didn't get into his house. I didn't get into his other business ventures. I mean, I'll let y'all go research him up now that y'all know who he is. But yeah, that man had a lot of money back in those days, man. I can only imagine like what he invested in. You never know, he may be invested in real estate that's booming right now. He bought it at a lower rate back then. Who knows, man. Now, he also went on to say things such as, quote, over 30 years ago, I was part of the problem. However, over the years, I have repeatedly proven myself to be a part of the solution. It's about returning to society with my newfound vision, talents, and insights, giving back to the communities where my help is so desperately needed. All right. So like I said, somebody like him definitely needs a chance, man, because it shows that he's trying. Now, last but not least, he also says something such as this. He said, I'm a man who has experienced incredible highs and incredible lows. I am a man who came to a prison as a boy and who will emerge as a grown man. I know that from the moment I'm free, I will work tirelessly. I was about to say tirelessly, my fault, y'all. Tirelessly to help change lives. And I believe him, man. Like I said, anybody that been through that system, y'all know how it go, man. You go in there, you actually get to sit down and life slows down and you actually get to think. Out here, when you out here ripping and running, you can't think. You know, there's no time to think, because at the end of the day, you got this person leeching, you got this person asking, you're doing that favor, you're trying to do this to secure your future, you're doing this for your kids. It's a whole bunch of things going on at once, and you can't properly think. I know that from experience, y'all. Now, I think, don't quote me, right? I think he didn't even go to jail for drugs. I think it was the manslaughter that caught him up. So that should show you the type of slyness and cleverness that this man possessed in his own right. He was known as a drug lord, but I don't think he got caught up for any of the drugs. I don't think it was the drugs. Now he's older. He seems like he just want to make a change, like I said earlier, and I'm glad he got a chance to do so, man. We need people like this, because I feel kids will gravitate to him more knowing that he actually been through all the stages of life, and he's not just some Joe Schmo influencer or motivational speaker out here just trying to sell you a dream. He actually went through it. He had the game, he had money, he had cars, he had rich friends. Now, I mean, he got locked up and lost it all and did time, and now he's back to talk about it. So I feel we also could learn from this man as well, man. So like I said, man, make sure y'all welcome home Mr. Michael Harris. I wish you nothing but blessings and positivity on your new journey out here, and I just can't wait to see what this man does, man. I can't wait for him to have a interview or something, because he's definitely an articulate dude. He know how to articulate himself. He's smart, he's clever, and he's somebody whose brain you can actually pick, man, because he made a lot out of nothing. So let's see what happens, man. Now, y'all don't forget to like, to comment, share. I said to comment. I'm off today, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time I drop new content. Anonymous Gang, we getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I appreciate y'all. For those that are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and be a part of one of the most littest gangs on YouTube. All right? Now, without prolonging any further, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Remember, as long as y'all keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping, and I'm out.